Well, besides putting offensive basketball back a couple decades, I really, it was kind of old school Saturday. Maybe we went back to the 40s when it came to offense. But I really thought it was two teams battling like crazy. I think you saw what happens when you have a week off. Both teams a week off, maybe a little stagnant offensively. But both teams, I thought, really made it hard on one another to get good looks. And I couldn't be more proud of our team. We knew we'd been getting better defensively. But in Division I basketball, you hold somebody to 38 points, 15 and a half. Hold them to 25% shooting, beat them on the glass. I thought our defense was spectacular. I thought AJ was our MVP tonight. I thought he was terrific start to finish. Made a lot of big plays for us, block shots, chain shots, rebounded. Really did some good things. I thought Kendall had a really solid game for us, especially defensively. And then our freshman, I think Hugh stepped up in the last 4 minutes and made winning plays. A timeout on the floor, made free throws, got big rebounds, and those are things that you've got to be able to do. So we needed to get this one. The guys knew that, and to be just past the first week in February and have 20 wins under our belt, very, very pleased.
What seems this kind of a sign of this league that you've got to be prepared for any style at any time. Now you go to San Diego State.
Right, and it's a different style, and obviously this style is, Air Force plays the Princeton offense. Wyoming, they reduce possessions as well. They do a very good job of playing their style and wanting to reduce possessions, and I thought they got us into their tempo, but we tried. We tried to do a lot of different things. I mean, they went as far as not putting anybody on the line at free throws. I mean, they did a lot of good things to take away our transition game, and but to be able to have a night where we shoot 39%, we only score 48 points, and we win by 10. That speaks volumes of the effort and how the guys are working. And I told the guys in the locker room, I think where we've grown, we had a really bad second half against San Diego State. We did not shoot the ball well. We didn't take care of the ball. We were stagnant offensively. And then we shut it down and didn't guard, and we took the loss. And tonight, we just couldn't get in the flow at all for 40 minutes offensively, and yet we found a way to win, and that's growth. And so I told the team that our bench didn't have the numbers that they've been having, but we still outscored their bench 14-0. And I can't help but thank our depth, and I told our bench this. I thought our bench eventually warmed down. We were able to play 10 guys, and they really don't want to play about 6 guys, and I think our depth in that last 10 minutes really took its toll.
Steve, they go 9 for 38 inside the arc. Was controlling the paint. You talked about AJ.
Yeah, I thought our bigs, and I thought Drew, he got in foul trouble in the first half, and that threw us out of rhythm a little bit with his 2 fouls. But the second half, he was really good. Cam was really good. I thought our bodies that we threw at them, Waddell goes 4 for 14, Washington 3 for 13. I thought we did a good job of making their baskets difficult, and Waddell gets 2 dunks late when the game was over. So I thought, just doing the job that we didn't want to give them angles. We gave them a couple angles in game 1. We wanted them to score over the top of us, and very pleased with our interior defense.
Coach, it seemed like AJ was aggressive at all the right times. You think this is maybe one of his best games?
Yeah, I told him. I thought it was his best game of the year. He's been practicing really well. He sees the finish line, and sometimes you see the finish line, you go the other way because it's hard. It's emotional. You don't want it to end, and I think he sees the finish line. He's been a great teammate for all 4 years, and now he and Phillip, as I told him afterwards, you're 4 away from that cat right over there, and that was Doris in the locker room. So these are 2 guys that have done an awful lot for our program over the years, and I thought tonight was definitely his best game.
Coach, can you talk about Tony Snell?
Well, he didn't get any shots, and we talked to him about that after the game. That we got to get him shots, and he's got to cut and work to get shots. But I thought his defense in the second half was much, much better, and did the things that we wanted him to do defensively. But offensively, it was a tough night for all of us, but obviously a tough night for Tony too.
Coach, you had a rough first half, a couple turnovers, but they seemed like you came alive.
Well, I think we all had, just about every player that played on both teams had a rough first half, and if you're just speaking offensively, it was a rough game for just about everybody. But I thought Hugh did the things he had to do in the second half to get his team going. It's a game where he didn't have an assist, and neither team shot the ball well, so it wasn't going to be a lot of assists. But I thought he defended well. He did what we wanted to do off of Luster helping, and then the last 4 minutes, he made a lot of winning plays in those last 4 minutes.
Coach Cruz and Martinez were pretty much their offense. They kind of did a number of you guys in the first half. What adjustments did you guys make in the second?
Well, I don't know if it was a number. They had 23. Their team had 23. So most of the adjustments that we were trying to make at halftime was offensively, because we felt like if they scored 23 again, we win, and we would have by 2. I didn't think it'd been that close, but and I didn't think we'd hold them to 15. But most of the adjustments we talked about at halftime was just some of the things we wanted to do offensively, and we were going to do a little bit better. We got 29 and did a little bit better in the second half. We got to the free throw line in the second half. But I thought for 40 minutes we guarded really well. We made it hard on both of them. Martinez that came into this game over the last 4 games, I think, averaging about 11 3-point attempts. And, tonight he gets 6. He was 1 for 6 from the 3. So I thought we closed well on him. Cruz goes 5 for 11. And he makes 1 from about, 28 feet with us all over him at the buzzer. So I thought defensively we did. There's not a whole lot of things I can complain about at the defensive end.
Anything else?
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.